Barkisu Inusa is a Form 2 student of the Balgudi A Junior High School in the Tolong district of the Northern Region. She is among thousands of students currently at home due to the outbreak of COVID-19, which has compelled government to close down schools nationwide. Even though government has introduced some learning platforms on television, Barkisu is unable to access any of these platforms. She now sells at this mini provision shop.
Because we are no more going to school, I'm helping my sister in the store to sell things.
Back in Tamale, we met 13-year-old pupil Swad Bamba Jamal. Unlike Barkisu, Swad is taking part in the English language lesson on Ghana Learning Television.
When they found out about COVID-19 and they closed all the schools, I've been using Ghana Learning TV. My mom told me about it and she told us to scan to find it. So if we find it, we should follow the lessons. So when I started this, I started a very long time. So I started following the lessons. Each and every day, I don't even miss a lesson because I knew that it will help me very well when we reopen schools. It's not that hard to grab what the teachers have been teaching because most of them we've already learned them in school. So it's just like a revision. Sometimes I need to ask some questions if I don't understand. So because it's just on television, I can't do that. So I just have to keep them to myself.
While children from relatively endowed homes in urban communities have access to various learning platforms, the likes of Barikisu, who live in rural communities with no access to the media and electricity, face an uncertain future.
Because we don't have light in this community, I did not hear the online teaching that they are doing on TV and the internet. I don't also have a phone. It will affect our education because we don't have access to those learning platforms. So we are appealing to the government to help us get electricity.
Parents in these rural communities are worried that their children could drop out of school.
As a parents, we are really finding it difficult living with them even in a house for this number of months. Whilst they are not going to school, their studies are also falling down. And it also makes the children very reluctant to even continue schooling. With if some of them do even having in mind that getting married would have been the best because of what has happened. And it's all due to these COVID-19 issues.
The Deputy Manager for Curricular Development and Replication at School for Life, Karim Mohammed, commended government for the virtual learning initiative. He is, however, concerned about the plight of children in rural communities. He wants government to find innovative ways to reach every child.
Government has to continue educating the public. Children have to go to school. If they are not in school because of COVID-19, what do? We need to reach out to these people. At least the government has the means to get to the farthest community, right? To provide whatever basic needs that these communities actually will want, so that it can encourage them to continue schooling. They can do that. Why not go and just distribute books, textbooks, to these communities and ask the children to use the books? Already we have inadequate, supply of teaching and learning resources in the system. So with this particular era where we have COVID-19, why not do kind of selective support so that the communities that you think cannot get the e-learning program that you are now actually, providing, they can be given some kind of materials that will support them to be able to learn, to continue learning. In the absence of this, learning will be cut off.
Some of these children cannot even read and write.
They can't read and write, you see. So it's an issue. Already they cannot read and write. And that's where I even want to talk about the e-learning program. Those who cannot read and write, how do they access? I mean, they can have mobile phone or smartphones and whatnot that can let them have access to the e-learning program. But they will be listening to it. They won't understand what it is, the whole thing is about. You see, and that will be some of the challenges of this particular program because it is not reaching out to everybody.
The Northern region already faces various challenges in the educational sector, including infrastructural deficits, inadequate teaching and learning materials, poor pupil-to-teacher ratio. The likes of Barikisu now face a daunting task, catching up with their colleagues involved in their communities ahead of school reopening. From Tamale, I am Dinah Ungwan for Citi News.